Hello and good day. My name is Marcus Labian Ortega, but you can call me Chris for short. I am currently a student studying Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in English in Dar es Salaam Memorial State University. And today, I will be talking about sentences, mainly about its definition, its function, and its structure. So first, let's start with its definition. A sentence is the largest unit of any language. In English, it begins with a capital letter and ends with a question mark or an exclamation mark. The sentence is generally defined as a word or a group of words that expresses a thought, idea, by giving a statement or order or asking question or exclaiming. Example: He is a good boy. That's a statement. Is he a good boy? That's questioning. Or, what a nice weather we have. That's exclaiming. Ideally, a sentence requires at least one subject and one verb to function. Sometimes the subject is hidden, but remember that even if the subject can be hidden, the verb must be visible in the sentence. Remember that the verb is actually the heart of a sentence. We have an example here. Do it. In this sentence, a subject you is hidden, but the verb do is visible. A complete English sentence must have three characteristics. These are the three characteristics of a complete English sentence. First, in written form, a sentence begins with a capital letter and ends with a period, a question mark, or an exclamation mark. Second, it must express a complete thought, not fragmented. Third, it must contain at least one subject, hidden or visible, and one verb, comprising an independent clause. An independent clause contains an independent subject and verb and expresses a complete thought. Let's proceed to the types of sentences. So structurally, sentences are of four types: simple sentence, compound sentence, complex sentence, and compound complex sentence. Simple sentence must have a single clause or single verb which is independent and cannot take another clause. So it only has one clause. An example is, I always wanted to become a writer. In this sentence, it has one clause and one verb. Next is the compound sentence. A compound sentence must have more than one independent clause with no dependent clauses. Some specific conjunction, punctuation, or both are used to join together these clauses. Example: I always wanted to become a writer, and she wanted to become a doctor. In this sentence, it has two independent clauses and two verbs. Complex sentence. A complex sentence also has more than one clause, but one of them must be an independent clause and the other or others must be a dependent clause or clauses. There are also some particular connectors for the clauses of a complex sentence to be connected. Example: I know that you always wanted to become a writer. Here, a dependent clause is followed by a connector and an independent clause. The other way around is also possible. Compound complex sentence. A compound complex sentence or complex compound sentence is a mixture of the feature of compound and complex sentence in one sentence. So it must contain at least two independent clauses and at least one dependent clause. Example: I know that you always wanted to become a writer, but I always wanted to become a doctor. Here, one dependent clause is followed by a complex connector and two independent clauses with a compound conjunction between them. Now there are also another type of sentence. This time, its function. So functionally, sentences are also four types, which are the declarative sentence, imperative sentence, interrogatory sentence, and exclamatory sentence. So first, let's start with the declarative sentence. A declarative sentence or an assertive sentence simply expresses an opinion, feeling, or makes a statement or describes things in other words, it declares something. This type of sentence ends with a period or a full stop. Example, I want to be a good cricketer. This is a statement. I am very happy today. This is a feeling. Imperative sentence. We use an imperative sentence to make a question or to give a command. Imperative sentences usually ends with a period, but under some circumstances, it can also end with a note of exclamation, an exclamation mark. Example is, please sit down. This is a statement. I need you to sit down now. That is a statement with an exclamation mark. Interrogative sentence. An interrogative sentence asks a question. Interrogative sentence must end with a note of interrogation, which means it needs to have question mark at the end. Examples. When are you going to submit your assignment? Or do you know him? Those are sentences that has an exclamation mark at the end. Exclamatory sentences. An exclamatory sentence expresses overflow of emotion. This emotion can be of happiness, wonder, sorrow, anger, or etc. Examples. What a day it was, or I cannot believe it, he would do that. So those are examples of exclamatory sentences. And now, this is the end of the lesson. I hope that you have learned something and that you have fun while I was discussing. That's all and thank you.